The monthly schedule for Uma Musume Global has been released. Today we'll go over all of the new events and banners to keep you up to date with everything happening. It is a pretty important month because it is going to be the 1.5 anniversary, which means a lot of new additions to the game, as well as some pretty big banners that you'll want to keep an eye out for. Starting off on July 2nd though, will be the new Summer Showdown event. Alongside the new story and roulette wheel rewards, this will come with the summer ults for Goldship and Major McQueen. The summer version of McQueen is once again a long race pace chaser, where her unique provides a speed increase starting from the second half of the race if she is in 4th place or better, and the duration of the skill scales with how much stamina she has remaining. If you're going to be using her on medium or long distances, odds are you probably have plenty of stamina to help it last a decent amount without going out of your way to get extra stamina. This can help her overtake some of the fronts early on before late race to deny them their skills. McQueen also has a brand new gold recovery skill that recovers 7.5% of her stamina, more than a regular gold recovery. However, it does have the requirement that you did not late start. Her other gold skill gives her speed during the midpoint of the race, and this alongside her unique further emphasizes her trying to overtake the fronts before the late race begins. And then there is Summer Goldship. She has a very interesting unique where in a random point in the second half of the race, not only does she get a speed increase, but she also triggers 2 gold skills that she owns at random, completely ignoring their conditions. This means that you can activate stuff like Dominator on non-medium tracks, or you can have a second chance at triggering a skill if you previously failed the wit check for it. You could also trigger a skill in a completely different time. For example, a gold homestretch haste could be triggered before the final stretch. Or you can activate skills when outside of the proper position requirements. You can also even inherit this skill on other Umas, and they will be able to trigger 1 gold skill when proccing this unique. Now this does sound pretty fun and exciting, but as an ace though, the fact that it triggers the skills randomly makes things quite unreliable. As mentioned, if you do like making debuffers though, this will be nice for you to then stack on more red skills to proc during a race. And for team trials, triggering another gold skill will help you earn more points, so as a parent, that is great for team trials. From this event, we also get the free Sakura Chiyono Guts card, who gives a handful of mile and pace chaser skills, although her gold skill isn't the best, being Step on the Gas. A sort of unreliable acceleration skill on top of being an Agamasen card, so you might not even get it as one. She does have a bunch of initial stats though, and a pretty good specialty rate too, on top of a speed and guts bonus. But she only gets 10% training effectiveness once you get her to rainbow training. She does at least have a good starting bond though to help you get to that point sooner rather than later. Then the Gacha banner has the SSR Speed Maruzensky and the SSR Wit Nakayama Festa card. The Maruzensky card is probably one that is on a lot of people's radars, especially if you like making frontrunners, since she gives hints for pretty much everything that a front would want. Groundwork, playtime's over, front straights, front corners, you name it. She also has a gold version of Leader's Pride to help fight for first place early race. Her unique effect gives 5% training effectiveness for each level of the facility, meaning that she can give up to 25% depending on what facility she appears on. Really good when she randomly rolls onto other high level facilities. Realistically as well though, you can get away with this card only being at Limit Break 1 for the power bonus. Higher uncaps mainly just unlock a mood bonus at Limit Break 3 and increase the skill hint levels given. It's a pretty good card all around, but with there being some other important banners this month, you could consider holding off on this and hoping to get spooked by it when pulling for other cards. And also, if you're willing to wait, you can also get it using the 1.5 anniversary ticket too. As for the Nakayama Festa Wit card, the unique effect has a 20% chance to make the current training fail rate 0. But ideally though, you should never really be in a scenario where you need to gamble on this effect in the first place. As expected of a Festa card though, it also has a 0 specialty priority, so it'll appear randomly and it's not exactly the most consistent card. Although it is a pretty good roaming card, with 20% friendship bonus, 60% mood effect, and 15% training effectiveness. Her gold skill is also Nothing Ventured, another gambly skill since it drains your stamina, but if it triggers while you are still accelerating, then you don't really get the speed bonus, and all it does is it just drains your stamina for nothing. Realistically though, you'll probably only get this card as a result of trying to get copies of Maruzensky. On July 7th will be the rerun for the Yukino Bijin Wit and the Ikono Dictus Guts cards, but more importantly will be the new Uma banner for Bamboo Memory. She is a late surger for shorter distances on turf with some potential of running on dirt as well. She also has decent growth in 10% speed, power, and guts. Her unique provides an acceleration increase on the final corner or later if she's in the back half of the pack and behind somebody else. The duration and effect increases with how many Umas she passes, with the maximum being after passing 3 Umas. Considering that everyone else will also likely be accelerating late race as well, you will likely need some other skills on top of her unique to actually overtake others. Thankfully though, she does come with Rising Dragon to help with this on the final corner overtake, as well as Full of Vigor for specifically mile races. Then on July 12th will be the start of the Champions Meeting registration for Leo Cup. but starting on July 14th will be the start of the 1.5 anniversary celebrations. I will go over all of the actual benefits we will get in detail closer to the time, but as a TLDR, you can expect lots of freebies and missions though for each of these anniversary missions. Then on July 16th will be the Copano Rickey Uma banner, as well as a support banner for the Manhattan Cafe SSR Stamina and the Seion Sky SR Wit cards. Copano Rickey is going to be the premier Dirt Uma moving forward. Her unique provides both a speed and acceleration increase in the second half of the middle leg of the race, almost always going to be a perfect trigger to carry over into the late race. The amount of speed and acceleration though scales with how many green skills she's activated, up to 6. A well-built Copano Rickey is going to be very difficult to beat because of this. Think of it like how you see Festa Miracle proccing just as you enter late race and then Ogre zooms away. Copano Rickey kinda does the same thing. She can be built as either a pace chaser or a frontrunner, with pace chaser being slightly easier because of her innate pace chaser savvy skill, as well as 2 other green skills, one that provides an increase in speed when power is over 1200, and another green skill that triggers specifically on the Kawasaki, Funabashi, Morioka, and Oi racetracks. Technically speaking, as a frontrunner, she would be better, but if you are struggling to get the green skills, being a pace will be slightly easier. She also has a nice wit and power growth to help get that 1200 power limit too. Now, the one thing to consider though is that even though Copano Rickey is going to be a great Dirt Uma, Dirt CMs don't really come up that often. Yes, we do have one coming up soon in CM17, but the next one after that is CM22, 5 CMs after that, and then only CM24 after that as well. So if you're going to be pulling for Copano Rickey as a meta Dirt Uma, just know that you won't really be using her that often unless you want to go through the effort of making her a turfed runner as well. As for the Manhattan Cafe card, her gold skill reduces your speed in order to get a big 7.5% recovery, but unless you are on an extremely long track, over 3000 meters, this probably isn't necessary, and you can get away with just a regular stamina and one of the many other regular recoveries, like for example Super Creek and Swing Maestro. Plus there are other things to spend your carrots on, like for example the next banner, which speaking of, on July 22nd is going to be the big day, as that is when we are getting the new scenario Grand Live, as well as an Uma banner for the Grand Live version of Smart Falcon, and of course the support banner for Agnes Tachyon, Speed card, and the Scenario Link PAL card Light Hello. Firstly, the Smart Falcon Grand Live version is honestly kinda worse than the OG Smart Falcon, since her unique gives target speed in the middle part of the race if you are near the front, with a stamina recovery too if you are on dirt. Because this activates in the middle part of the race only, Falco will struggle to secure the lead compared to OG Falco. Her 2 gold skills are also specifically for dirt races too, so if you really want a dirt runner, you probably have already pulled for Copano Rickey, unless you really like Smart Falcon. And then as for the Tachyon Light Hello banner, you will be pulling on this banner, especially since as part of the anniversary celebrations, we will actually be getting daily free 10 pulls on this banner too. So going to at least 1 pity is easier than usual. Ideally though, you get a limit break 1 or 2 Light Hello from this banner, and any copies of Agnes Tachyon is a nice bonus. Light Hello is the Scenario Link card for Grand Live, and now more than ever, starting with Grand Live, Scenario Link cards are going to be incredibly important. Think of it like this. Imagine if Rico in Unity Cup increased the rate at which your burst gauges were filled. Or imagine if in Trackblazer there was a support card that increased the amount of shop coins that you got. That is effectively what Light Hello will do in Grand Live, directly interacting with the mechanics of the scenario, earning you extra points and currency that you use for the scenario. She will be pretty much a mandatory inclusion in any run you do in the new scenario. You specifically want limit break 1 or 2 as well, because each limit break will provide Light Hello with 5% training effectiveness each. She also gives the gold version of Playtime's Over, which is an extremely good gold skill and usable in pretty much every single race. Her unique effect also provides an energy discount when participating in a rainbow training. All of these are incredibly useful effects, and starting from now, you'll have to get used to wanting to pull for near maximum break of the Scenario Link PAL card moving forward, starting with Light Hello. And then as for the Tachyon Speed card, it is also a big specialty priority of 80, similar to Kitasan Black, so you can hopefully expect to see her camping out on speed a lot. Ideally as well, you want this card at max limit break, since you get a nice 2 SP bonus then. She does provide a bunch of good skills for medium and pace chasers specifically, as well as the new gold skill Unstoppable, which provides a mid-race speed boost for pace chasers. Since she is a Scenario Link card, you will probably either be bringing this or her SR Wit version. The Tachyon Speed card also only has a 5% training effectiveness, so her training on other facilities isn't the greatest, but again, you are expecting her to camp speed non-stop after all, with that 80 specialty priority, and Grand Live does have some mechanics where you can adjust the specialty priority priority 2 to hopefully have Tachyon appearing on speed more often than not. And then lastly, at the end of the month on July 26th will be the Wings of Steam and Steel event. This will give us Steampunk ults for BNW with an Uma banner for winning ticket and Narita Taishin, and then Biwa being relegated to the free SSR stamina card from the event. Winning ticket is once again a late surger for mediums and longs, where her unique provides a speed boost in the final straight when towards the back, with the speed boost increasing as she activates other skills while the unique is active. At a base level, the unique is only on par with a gold skill, and she has to activate 3 other skills in order to have it be on par with other unique skills. She does have 2 good gold skills though in 15 million CC and Come What May. Both target speed skills, with Come What May specifically activating late race on a straight, so it can work alongside her unique. Otherwise though, she does have a good set of skill hints for medium tracks and late surger skills, perfect for the derby. As for Narita Taishin, her unique is a late race speed skill that activates in the second half of the final corner if she is between 4th and 7th place. Unfortunately though, she no longer has innate spirit or the gold version either, but she does have From the Brink, which can be a gamble acceleration for specifically medium tracks, as well as a mid-race velocity gold skill in Breakthrough. Although she doesn't have innate spirit, she does at least have innate nimble navigator as well as early start. But as an end closer though, not having a mid-race unique that can help her push up into position before the late race does make her a bit awkward to use, especially on medium distance tracks, where she's now going to be relying on that gamble gold instead. As for the Biwa free stamina card, she's actually about on par with the regular SR stamina cards for longer distances, since it provides a skill point bonus and a 2 stamina bonus as well, so really helping out when you need that extra stamina. She also gives the gold recovery for long races as well, and a decent amount of starting stats with 50 specialty priority rate. The only downside though is that she does have a lot of random hints, so trying to get the hints that you want from her is going to be pretty difficult. The gacha supports for this event will be the SSR Teo Wit and the Guts Twin Turbo cards. The Teo Wit card is special because we will now finally have a card other than Kita-san Black that can give us Professor of Curvature. Other than Curvature though, it also gives some good pace chaser skills as well as Nimble Navigator. At max limit break though, she provides a speed bonus and a 2 wit bonus, and her unique effect increases her training effectiveness based on the total bond of all of your supports, maxing out at a whopping 20% training effectiveness. If you have a different speed card that you can use instead of Kita-san Black, for example, MLB Agnes Tachyon, then you could slot Teo in as an alternative source of Professor of Curvature, while being a pretty good roaming card as well. Assuming of course you do have another wit card as a backup though, since Teo by herself is going to be a bit random in terms of how she roams around. And then the Twin Turbo card has a unique effect that stacks friendship bonus every time you do a rainbow training with her, up to a maximum of 15% once you have done 5 rainbows with her. This on top of the base 25% friendship bonus means it can cap out at a big ol' 40% friendship bonus. Twin Turbo also provides some nice bonuses in 1 power, 1 SP, and 2 speed, and she has a 65 specialty priority too. So ideally, you will be seeing more rainbows more often than not. Now for frontrunners, she also provides the gold skill that increases speed in the early part of the mid-race at the cost of draining your stamina though. Because of the stamina drain, and also because of this is a guts card, you're really only going to make use of this skill in the shorter sprints and mile races. However, because this card has no bonuses outside of specifically rainbows on guts trainings, it's going to be pretty difficult to slot this into your other decks when you're trying to aim to hit high power or high stamina stats as well. Otherwise though, that is everything happening this month in July. Of course, we've also got the huge patch that came early, bringing in a lot of skill updates and quality of life things, as well as updated versions of both URA and Unity Cup, as well as the 1.5 anniversary stuff coming in the middle of the month. I'll also have some videos going over all of those changes and the anniversary stuff closer to that time, but until then though, which banners are you looking forward to the most, and what are you going to be pulling on this month? Let me know down in the comments below, but otherwise, until next time, bye bye!